Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me for a quick care package and pack rip video today. Got the PWE that you see in front of you recently from the one and only CW over at Card Wolf. Good buddy of mine in the hobby. Been a huge supporter of his channel since he started, and he's growing rapidly. I think he's about to hit, or probably by the time this airs, he'll be at or above the 600 subscriber mark. And rightfully so. CW is one of the most generous people that you're going to encounter in this hobby. And once again, he has sent me a PWE containing some cards. This time it was unexpected. This is not related to a giveaway or anything like that, so I truly don't know what is in here. But I was able to get a return package sent off to him, which is nice. Always feel like I'm behind in giving back to this awesome community, so it felt good to be able to send some cards CW's way. Yeah, it's funny. The note predicted my response, so you know me well, CW. Shane, I hope this is okay if I read this. I know what you're thinking right now. Why is Card Wolf sending me something? He doesn't have a giveaway going on. What is this nonsense? If it's any consolation, what is this nonsense is what most of my relatives ask themselves in regards to me most every day. Well, that is some consolation, so thank you. But regarding the cards, the fact is that I have too many cards. I can relate to that. And I collect too many different kinds of cards. They're everywhere. You, on the other hand, cannot relate to this feeling at all because you hardly have any cards. You keep all of yours in bespoke wooden cheese boxes. You have so few. Well, I'll be honest, you see the good parts here on the channel, but there are piles of cards everywhere. So continuing on, so I thought I'd just throw some random cards in an envelope and send them to you in an effort to help you bulk up your collection. For I know that the narrow scope and small size of your collection has been of real concern to you lately. So I'm here to help out. But if there's one thing people say about me, other than what is this nonsense, it's some vague muttering about being helpful. Or maybe it's about my needing help. I can't hear very well. CW is getting up there in age. He's joking about joining AARP on a lot of his videos. So here are these purely random cards, not specially chosen or anything, no siree, just whatever happened to fall into the envelope. Hopefully one of these might be of passing interest to you. If not, poor neglected Leo can always use chew toys. Ooh, Leo is behind me in his bed right now. I hope he didn't hear that. Card Wolf giving him some ideas. And it looks like we have two different penny sleeves here. This one says, "For my fellow color match collector." CW knows I love color matching cards. And how about this Dylan Carlson red foil out of Top Stadium Club? Look at that foil. And of course, the red Cardinals jersey. I mean, just glorious. To go along with that, how about a Max Kepler? More red on red, this time the Twins. Look at the foil work on the Twins logo. Stadium Club is just the best. And then, nice, I do not have this one. My guy, Xander Bogaerts, the Stadium Club red. How awesome is that? Fenway Park, can recognize easily in the background there. Gone but not forgotten. That's going to go right into the Xander Z. And then how about a Sepia Wade Boggs Chicken Man with the chickens? If I had known this is coming, I would have taken out my Wade Boggs Chicken Man auto to put up in the background. Would have made a perfect display with this, which I believe is like a sepia parallel. Great card, and just another example of Stadium Club just heads and tails above its competitors when it comes to photo selection and sense of humor. Like, I love that we're allowed to have a little fun collecting Stadium Club. Just a great card there. And then here's the other little penny sleeve, and check this out. This is one of those Star Wars collectible card game cards. So CW turned me onto these. I was relatively unaware of them. Kind of knew they existed, but never really looked into them. And they are glorious. Like, look at the foil action. As someone who loves Star Wars and shiny cards combined, this is amazing. I showed, I think, an Ewok from this set and a Death Star that I got recently. But this Bib Fortuna, which is one of the Boba Fett kind of crooks that hangs out with him in his lair there. And from my favorite movie, Return of the Jedi, from the original franchise. I know that's not a popular stance, but I was just the right age when that came out, and I love that movie. So awesome card there. And then check this one out. Commander Luke Skywalker in foil. Are you kidding me? This is the shot of him on the ice world of Hoth from the Empire Strikes Back. Look at the foil. This is too much, CW. I'm really, really glad that I sent you something back now, and I'm actually just wishing I put something more in that envelope. And then, of course, wow, we had Luke, and to go with him, his sister Leia. Check that necklace out. Man, the foil work on these is incredible. Can easily see these are gaining in popularity. CW, again, I'll link to his channel below if you don't know him, but he did a submission of these Star Wars CCG cards a while back, and he did extremely well. He has some of the rarer, tougher early ones to obtain, but oh man, this is beyond generous. I'm very honored not only to have these in my collection because they're a perfect fit, but they will remind me of you, and it's even cooler that they came from you and your epic Star Wars CCG collection. Those will go into a non-sport Z folio. Then we finish off with a Xander Bittersweet. We saw the Red Sox earlier in the envelope with this great, if I can pick it up, Stadium Club team color matching card. And this might be my first Bogarts on the Padres card. I am not kidding you. I'm not averse to collecting his Padres cards at all. Still rooting for the man and would love to pick some up, but I believe CW has just gifted me my very first Bogey with San Diego card. So a fitting end to a very generous and very thoughtful care package. This is definitely probably one of my favorite notes that I've ever received in my time in the hobby. Just an example of CW's awesome humor. And I really appreciate the cards, but even more so, I know it sounds cheesy, I really appreciate the friendship. CW and I exchange emails often, and it's just great to have a friend in the hobby like CW, who's just so generous, so knowledgeable. And as a tribute to him, and to just extend the video by a minute or two here, figured we'd rip into 3 packs of baseball cards, because CW, of course, primarily does pack rips on his channel, and one of my favorite segments and one of his most popular segments every Friday, he never seems to miss it, Dorking with Dice, where he puts 20 unopened packs in a box and uses a 20-sided die to dictate which packs will be opened. Sometimes it's all baseball, sometimes it's all hockey, sometimes it's all football, sometimes it's a mix of all those sports. It's just awesome, but I love his style, his approach, and his demeanor, and I know many others do as well. So we're going to open a couple packs here as a shout out. First nice card here from 91 Score. We have a Craig Biggio, the franchise, and then a Doc Gooden K-Man. So I love, one of the best things about early 90s Score is just the number of amazing subsets that existed in the release. Here's another one, No Hit Club Randy Johnson. Great one there. This is a killer pack. And then a Melito Perez. Who remembers his no-hitter in 1990 on July 12th? We actually just passed the 23rd anniversary of that a couple weeks back. Of course, 1990 saw something like, I think, 7 no-hitters pitched or something ridiculous like that, but I love those. Here's a rookie prospect, Tom Lampkin. Trivia card from 1957, World Series Trivia. I'm not going to read all that. Knock yourselves out. If you want to, you can feel free to pause. Then we finish out the Score pack here with Edgar Diaz, great last name. And a couple more comments. So there you go, 91 Score. The other 2 packs we're going to get to are, I think, a little more exciting. I grabbed these in that recent stop that I made off my way back from a work trip. And let's do the 87 Fleer baseball next. Maybe we can find a Will Clark in here, Bonds, McGuire, or even just a Hall of Famer or 2 would be nice. Got a Cincinnati Reds sticker with that awesome Mr. Redlegs logo there. Love that. Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer. Illustrating the knuckleball too. That is a keeper for me. Huge fan of knuckleball pitchers. And that's just a quality card right there. So that's definitely a winner. If I had a Wolf Layer, I'd put that card in the Wolf Layer. Got a Jay Tibbs for the Expos. Ken Schramm. These are in really good shape too. I probably should have picked up a couple more of these. It's another Vance Law Expos cards. This is an Expos heavy pack so far here. Jack Howell. Jimmy Key. That looks nice. The Blue Jays blue on that 87 Fleer design. Tom Niedenfuhr. George Bell, great slugger. And again, that Blue Jays blue, that's probably a keeper for me. Love that card there. Bob Welch, who would win the Cy Young Award a couple of years later in 1990 with the Oakland A's. Dickie Thon, got a Danny Heap, Craig Reynolds, Brian Downing, not a ton of star power here. Vince Coleman, speedster, very good player there. And there we go. Bo Jackson, team color matching. It's not a rookie. He was, of course, in the 86 update sets. But that's a first, Fleer base set card of Bo Jackson anyway. I love Bo. Bo knows. Just showed him recently in the video response I did for Dylan at Double D Vintage, but huge Jackson fan. Manny Trio and Nick Asaski close out the 87 Fleer pack. So definitely the two cards there, Charlie Huff and Bo Jackson, the highlights. And then we have one more pack to go from 1994. I'm going to crack this one a little. The Ted Williams set. This was, I believe, the second year of the Ted Williams release. And let's see what we get. I remember these being really nice cards, and they feature a lot of the greats that were already retired when this came out. So there's a Rod Carew. The names are really hard to make out in cursive here, so this may test me. So I really can't read them at all, but Brian Taylor, he did not really end up where many thought he would, but he was a super hot prospect around the time that this set was coming out. Love the design here, and this border is actually embossed. So there's a lip here, it's raised, that you can actually feel between the photo and that edge. You can see it a little bit on the back if I tilt it in the light, but embossed cards, which is very, very early to mid-90s. All right, next up here, we've got Earl Batty. Great catcher card there for the Twins. Just love the simplistic design of these. Got a portrait shot in the background, action in the foreground. Back has some nice stats. This is a Going North checklist card. Sure. So there's that. Next up, how about a Catfish Hunter Hall of Famer, and really good photos and crisp photography on this release as well. Here's a really cool one. Moses Walker. How cool is that? The Negro Leagues subset. And this is one of the things I love about this Ted Williams release. They highlighted a lot of players that, for a variety of reasons, in this case, having played in the Negro Leagues, just didn't get much, if any, recognition in our hobby outside of this. And I love that Ted Williams and Major League Baseball made an effort to include some of those guys in this release. It's what I like most about the release, and it's the primary reason that I was drawn to picking up a pack or two of this when I made that stop off. So awesome card there with that Moses Walker. It's probably, I'm just going to guess, the first and only Moses Walker card in my collection right now. So pretty cool to get that out of a $3 pack. All right, next up, we have Ted Kluszewski. I didn't recognize him with shirt sleeves on there, but still a cool photo there with Cleveland. And then, it just gets even better. Check this out. Nikki Fox from the Women in Baseball subset. So again, just further evidence, in this one pack that came out in 1994, we have women players from earlier in the century, and we have Negro League players, and that's just amazing. I love this stuff. I should have bought probably every pack of this that they had in the box. Next up, we have is this Carlos May? Yep, Carlos May. With the White Sox, those 70s red and powder blue Sox uniforms. And then check this one out. Another Negro League card here for the Monarchs, the Kansas City Monarchs. Newton Allen. Again, relatively sure this is my first and only Newton Allen card. So this pack is definitely proving to be the winner of the three that I opened today. I saved it for last, figuring that would be the case. Next up here, we have a Dean Chance. Sorry, it's really difficult to read these. Dean Chance for the Angels. Then we close it out with a Joe Adcock Swinging Fences. This one took a little bit of a corner ding, being the last card in the pack, but really fun pack. Glad I picked that up. Awesome care package from CW. Can't believe I went 15 minutes, but we're going to wrap it here. Thank you, CW. Thank you to everybody else who stuck it out here. Really appreciate your time, and I'll be back in the very near future with some more content. Till then, enjoy the hobby and take care.